Good to see everybody this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, we're now in the hands of our capable city clerk, Ms. Lisa Carroll.
This is the pre-meeting of the Mobile City Council, Tuesday, December the 30th. We have approval of minutes from December the 9th and the 16th.
Any issues, anyone? Okay.
Appeals, we have requests for waiver of the noise ordinance on December 31st from 9 p.m. until 12:30 a.m. on Government Street. March the 14th from 3 p.m. until 7 p.m. in Mardi Gras Park. March 7th from 12 p.m. until 9 p.m. and that's on Bellevue Circle.
Any issues? Okay.
Public hearings. Today is the public hearing to consider the modification of a previously approved planned unit development for property located at 560 Providence Park Drive East. Public hearing to consider the modification of a previously approved planning approval for property located at 348 and 360 North McGregor Avenue, and that is District 5. Public hearing to consider the application of Ray Jones for certificate of public convenience and necessity to operate a taxi cab service. Presentation of petitions and other communications to the council. Matthew Sewell, concerns about dog owners not being held accountable for their negligence. Robert Battles, Senior, funding for the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. birthday celebration. CIP resolutions held over. 08-1543, approved purchase order to Gray Bar Electric for concrete street poles and LED lights. 08-1544 is also to Gray Bar, and 1545 are also to Gray Bar Electric Company for street lights and decorative street light poles. 08-1546, approved purchase order to Skolsky Consulting for Americans with Disabilities Act program assessments, consultation, training. Resolutions held over. 08-1548, approved water special item award bid for bulk delivered engineered wood fiber. 08-1549, approved purchase order to Athletica Sports Systems for prefabricated dasher board system. 08-1550.
Mr. President,
Yeah, Ms. Reynolds.
on the prefabricated dasher board system, I think this needs to be held 1 week to address a conflict with the terms and conditions of the quote versus the contract itself. Make sure that that's resolved before we pass it.
Okay.
Zero 08-1550, approved purchase order to emergency equipment professional for 3 fire pumper trucks. 08-1551, approved purchase order to Cone for freight elevator gate controller. 08-1552, approved purchase order to Mike Huffman Equipment Services for above ground fuel tank rental. 08-1553, approved purchase order to Southern Emergency and Rescue Vehicle Sales for 3 ambulances. 08-1554, approved purchase order UMS Metal Fabricators for stainless steel baggage tables for the cruise terminal. 09-1555, reallocate funds in the Capital Improvement Fund, IT improvement and upgrades. 09-1556, reallocating funds from Capital Improvement Fund, IT, technical and infrastructure upgrades to F746001, MIT renovations. 21-1557, authorized professional services contract with WSP USA for Naturally Mobile. 60-1558 and 1559 are authorizing settlement agreement and release of claims. Ordinance is being introduced. 64061 is the modification in Providence Park. 640.
Mr. President.
Mr. Woods.
I know this is an ordinance being introduced today and by council rules it lays over. But if possible, I'd like to ask that we consider taking this up by consent today. This is just a modification of a PUD. I feel that public input especially with today's public hearing. I think we've more than satisfied that across the board of advertising and then planning commission and now here today. I mean, since it's just a modification of a PUD and kind of a long backstory on that. But if possible, I'd like to ask to take that by consent today to get that knocked out this year.
Any issues, anyone? Okay, Madam Clerk?
64062 is the modification of the previously approved plan and approval on North McGregor Avenue. Consent resolutions being introduced. 03-1562, 63, 64 are appointing Gabriel Peck to the Golf Course Advisory Committee, Joan Hendricks to the Human Relations Commission, and Riley Copeland to the Mobile Tennis Center Advisory Board. 09-1565, transfer funds from District 7 discretionary account to Events Department to assist with Mobile Terrace Youth Organization motorcade. 46-1566, honorarily rename the intersection of Main Street and Berkeley Avenue to Honorary Reverend Dr. Ulmer Marshall Jr. Way. 46-1567, name the Senior Center building at Hillsdale Community Center the John E. King Hillsdale Senior Center. 60-1568, approve award of special bonus to Administrative Services Employee of the Month. 60-1569 through 1576 are determined appropriations to People United to Advance the Dream, Events Mobile Inc., Keep Mobile Beautiful, Theodore High School All Class, and Roar, Reach Out for Animal Rights, serves a public purpose and approved payment. CIP resolutions being introduced. 09-1577, reallocate funds from 2025 CIP project Carlisle Ditch Drainage Repairs to Capital Project Langham Park 12 Mile Creek Bank Stabilization, $100,000.
Mr. President,
Ms. Vice.
just to clarify why we're doing this, the Carlisle Ditch Drainage Repairs is really a two budget kind of a program. 1 year is for design, the next year is for the contract, but we had all of the money set aside in this year's budget. So what we've decided to do is take a portion of the funding, go to Langham Park, and then we'll still do the design this year. And then next year's budget will have the contract in it for the actual work. So instead of having that money sit in the budget and not be used this year, we're going to move it somewhere where we actually need some work like now. So just in case anybody was wondering why we're moving some money from a drainage repair, that's why.
Okay.
13-1578, authorize change order number 1 with James H. Adams and Sons Construction Company for erosion mitigation at Azalea City Golf Course in 12 Mile Creek, $130,132 increase. 21-1579, authorized contract with C. Thornton for 2025 CIP Eslava Creek, what is this, Lynn Avenue to Montlamar, $2,597,725. Resolutions being introduced. 01-1580, authorize amendment to agreement with BFI Waste Services doing business as Republic Services of Mobile for compactor garbage container rental and service. 08-1581, approve item-based bid for running shoe fitting and products. 08-1582, approve purchase order to, this is 1582, 1583, 1584 are for B&L Cable Construction, fiber optic cable, Sage Park, Rickaby Park, and Hope Park. 08-1585, approve purchase order to Calio 2009 Corp. for annual renewal of cell phone masking and recording software, $17,836. 08-1586, approve purchase order to CDW Government for network switches for MIT $23,158.14. 08-1587, approve purchase order to SHI International for implementation and 1 year subscription for cybersecurity training services, $25,247.47. 08-1588, approved purchase order to Stuns for annual renewal of Monday.com project management software for Gulf Coast Technology Center, $98,812.50. 08-1589, approved purchase order Sunbelt Fire for fire helmets, $19,125. 37-1590, consider the application of Ray Jones for the certificate of public convenience and necessity to operate a taxi cab service. 60-1591, authorized settlement agreement and release of claims. Announcements.
Could we get some more information on Resolution 08-1581? The bid base of the running shoe fitting and products? And what that is doing?
We'll have to get back to you.
Good morning, council. So this purchase is part of our incentive package for our wellness program that we do for the PT test annually. Part of that is where they get a shoe voucher to purchase exercise shoes so that we can, we can increase our ability to have physical fit firefighters. So this is part of just an incentive package that we do for that. And it was a requirement for the bids due to the numbers.
You might not be able to answer this question, but does the police department have the same thing?
So the police department does a similar thing. They actually, I believe they do time off instead of
A voucher for shoes.
the shoes.
Okay.
So it's a package that we've been working on to incentivize just the physical education or the physical fitness of our firefighters. And we've been doing this for the past probably 2 or 3 years. It's just gotten to a point that procurement wanted to make sure that we met the bid specifications because we go to local vendors here and it gives our employees a chance to get a shoe voucher to purchase athletic shoes that they can use for their physical fitness.
All right, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Anything from this council?
Yes, sir, Mr. President.
Mr. Reynolds?
I was just hoping we can get some sort of update on our assessment of our real estate usage here at Government Plaza. Are we in the process of evaluating our use? And what's the status of that? Do we know about when we'll have a decision on all of that?
Yes, we are in the process of evaluating all the space we're using. I think Joe Snowden is undertaking the space analysis and probably vacating some space, but we haven't made a decision on where to relocate a lot of our different departments that we have here. But it's being studied. We are looking at other real estate options. And so at the same time, we're negotiating with the county about a renewal.
Okay. And over the holidays, the reason I'm bringing up everybody, that out-of-town guest, everybody, how are you going to pay your rent? Just off-the-cuff jokes and that sort of thing. And I think, I'd like to see us bring it to a resolution at some point, within the next 6 months at least, right?
Yes, I believe so. I don't think it'll take that much longer. It's just what we're doing is we're operating under the previous contract price until we can renegotiate a new contract price. We don't doubt that it probably deserves an increase. The mayor wants to do a square footage assessment and then as we reduce our footprint, it reduces the cost here.
Okay.
And makes some of our departments more accessible to the public.
Thank you.
Sure.
You want to go
Vice President?
waiving the rules? On waiving the rules, we have the one planned unit development that Josh talked about earlier. And then under resolutions, we've got 08-1582, 83, 84, 85, 86, and 87. If everybody's okay with those or any others that we need to look at?
1589.
89.
Okay. All right.
Anything else from this council? Anything from the administration? Okay. If not, we'll see each other at 10:30 downstairs.